Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chooks. Have you ever seen questions like this where you will be asked if f of x is equal to, let's say, 3x plus 2, and then you're asked to find f of 5 or f of 1 or even the f inverse of x or f of g of x, something like that? Well, that is what we're going to be talking about today. So we have a question here that we'll be solving that deals with this kind of problems. This is under a part of mathematics called functions. So we're going to be dealing with that. And with this question, I believe that everything is going to be a-okay. So let's get to it. So we have a question on screen that says f of x is equal to 2x plus 5, and then g of x is equal to x plus 4, and then h of x is equal to f raised to the power of x. The first question is to find f of 3. So let's begin with that. So first of all, we know that f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. So if we know that f of x is equal to 2x plus 5, then the next thing we have to do is that to find f of 3, wherever we see x in this function, we just substitute it with 3. So that means instead of 2x plus 5 now, what we have is that f of 3 is then equal to 2 times 3 plus 5. And 2 times 3 is equal to 6 plus 5. And 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. So basically that is just what f of 3 is. F of 3 is equal to 11. All right, so let's move to the next question. The next question is saying that we should find f inverse of x. So let's go back to what f of x is. F of x is equal to 2x plus 5. That is what f of x is. So just to make things easier, we are going to replace this f of x here. We are going to replace it with y so that things will be easier. Our aim is to now make x the subject of formula, and then we reverse everything back to what it's supposed to be. Let me just show you what I mean. So first of all, we say that let y be equal to f of x. So that means that y is equal to 2x plus 5. So now that we have established that, then we have to do what? We have to make x subject of formula now. So that's what we need to do. So how do we do that? First of all, we have to subtract both sides by 5. So that is y minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 5 minus 5. So this makes 5 to go away or to disappear from this side. So we have y minus 5 equal to 2x. So this is what we have. So we're almost there. So the next thing that we need to do is to divide both sides by 2, since we have 2 here, so that we eliminate 2 and x will stand alone in one side of the equation. So when we divide both sides by 2, we have y minus 5 over 2 equal to 2x over 2. So when we cross this, we have finally x to be equal to y minus 5 over 2. But we're asked to find f inverse of x. Okay, so that means that we need to change this y to x because we are dealing with x. So that means that f inverse of x is equal to x minus 5 over 2. So this is the solution for the B part. All right, so let's go to the C part. The C part says that we should solve f, that's f, and then g of x. Now, if you look at what we did in the A part, that reminds me, this is actually A. So if you look at what we did in the A part, you realize that wherever there is x, we substitute x for 3, right? So in this place, the same thing happens. In this function f of x equal to 2x plus 5, wherever we see x, we replace it with the function g of x, which is this one here, x minus 4. So that means wherever we see x, we put x minus 4 instead. So that means that this is equal to, so instead of 2x plus 5, it will be 2x minus 4 plus 5. So this is what we have. So this is equal to, so we open this bracket and then we have 2x minus 8 plus 5. And so this is, remember your board mass, we have to do addition first. So minus 8 plus 5 is equal to minus 3. So this is 2x minus 3. So that is my f of g of x. Okay. All right. So let me just wipe this, please, so that we'll move to the next part of the problem. All right. So we have solved f of g of x. Now this f of g of x is said to be equal to 25. So that means that 2x minus 3 is equal to 25. So we find the value of x from here. So we have 2x equal to 25 plus 3, because this minus 3 moved to the other side. Okay. So this is 2x equal to 28. So now to find the value of x, we need to divide both sides by what? By 2. So we have 2x over 2 equal to 28 over 2. So 2 cancels 2 here. So x is equal to 2 into 28, that is 14. So that means that that's the value of x, where f of g of x is equal to 25. All right, so let's move to the last question. Let me just clean this off. So when we move to the last question, we should find x when h inverse of x is equal to 2. So first of all, what is h of x? H of x is equal to what? Where is it? Yeah, h of x is equal to 5 raised to the power of x. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to let y to be equal to 5 raised to the power of x. Then we make y the subject of formula. And how do we make y the subject of formula? Well, this is quite tricky, but if we use, this is where you use the law of logarithm right now. So if you use the law of logarithm, we have this to be log. This y becomes a power. So this is log y base 5 equals to x. So this is what we have. But because it's h inverse of x, so we have to bring this y back to be x. So h inverse of x is now equal to log x base 5. All right. And we are told that this h inverse of x is equal to 2. So that means this is equal to 2. So let me rewrite this. So log x base 5 is equal to 2. So how do we solve this now that we know that h inverse of x equal to 2 and log x base 5 is equal to 2? Well, quite simple. So this, we have to bring it back to indices form again. That is to this form again. So if we bring it back to this form again, what we have is, so this implies that 5 raised to the power of 2 is equal to x. And 5 raised to the power of 2 is 25 equal to x. So that means that x, therefore, is equal to 25. Okay, so the best way of remembering this log indices conversion is this. We all know that 10 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 100, right? So what does that mean? If you convert this to log, this would be log 100 base 10 is equal to 2. And if you calculate this with your calculator, if you find the log of 100, you'll find out that log of 100 is equal to 2. So it's just something that you need to memorize. Memorize these two here. They are very important. It will always help you to remember what to do and what not to do. All right, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's class. So in this class, we talked about function. We talked about function of a function. We talked about inverse function. And we talked about composite function. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if you have anything to ask or any question to ask, just let me know in the comments down below. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Have a lovely day and goodbye.